Hello YouTubers, this is the Mooney here today, and I'm going to be doing, or essentially this video is an updated version from a couple years back when I had these cards in the smaller Pokemon binder set that had Charmander on it. Still have it, but decided to place it in this binder. It's a lot easier to be able to get the cards in and out. And the reason why I wanted to update this is because, one, I'm proud of what I was able to do with, I took all of them out and kind of arranged them in a way where kind of categorized them the way that I wanted to, and I thought it was pretty neat. There's only a few cards that were added since then, honestly, from a couple years back, but I thought I would just add a new updated version on my YouTube channel of the Pokemon cards, how I kind of organized them and stuff, because yeah, I do feel proud about how I organized it a bit. So the way that I organized it, there are going to be spaces or slots that are free in case in the future if others get added. Throughout 2020 and 2021, I really didn't purchase Pokemon cards or anything like that, or even really much beforehand. A lot of these cards were gathered throughout the years, 10 plus years back, for a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them, just due to trading with other people, middle school, high school, college, or finding some of these cards at Goodwills that have kind of auctions, or at least the Goodwills that we had over here had auctions before COVID hit, where they'd be in a glass cage, binders of Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or whatever, and you could be able to write your name down and you would put the amount that you're wanting to bid for that item. And during that time, my dad, I had told my dad about the cards, and he actually did do a bid on them, and a good chunk of the ones that are here are from that, honestly. There might be a few that I might stop here and there to kind of tell a story of, especially on the first page, for one of them in particular. But yeah, I wanted to get, one, a video that was updated on my channel. 2, I'm very proud of how I organized it. 3, just talk a little bit maybe here and there about certain cards. Not really going to go extensive and stuff, and I'm not going to really know a lot of the technical terms for certain deck names or whatever, or certain ones that came out during, I don't know, certain years or whatever. I'm not going to have a clue. It's online for those that are curious. But yeah, I'm not going to go that extensive, honestly, because I ended up getting into Pokemon, the trading cards, as a kid, just due to the fact of of course, the anime, video games, just pretty much like any other person kind of got into Pokemon. And of course, there would be so much different type of merch that you could be able to get at different fast food restaurants, Burger King, McDonald's and stuff, little toys, knickknacks here and there. But yeah, I think I'll just kind of talk throughout a little bit that and some of the cards. But on the first page, what we have technically are going to be these 6 cards, and then you'll see that these 3 slots are empty, and it shows the next page. But what I'll have here is going to be the 2 Venusaur cards, 2 Blastoids, a Charizard, and a Mew on this first page. The Charizard that's here is kind of special because in a couple years back, more like 10 plus years back, the card was actually found not because I was looking for it, just because I stumbled on it. I was at a local Goodwill at the time, and I'd be into everything, whether it was video games, manga, different types of anime, Harry Potter, just a whole mix of stuff. And normally once or twice a week I would go with my dad to go to these places, to Goodwills, to pawn shops and stuff, just to see what they had, because my dad would also go over to those places as well, because he'd have stuff that he was looking for as well, whether that was certain clothing or jewelry or coins or whatever, and he'd take me along. So at Goodwill they had a bookshelf, different types of books, kids, adult books, all just mixed in. And I was just looking through some of the books, and I want to say it wasn't a kid's book. It was, I don't know what kind of adult book it was, honestly. but someone had ended up using a Pokemon card as a bookmarker. And lo and behold, whenever I had skimmed through the pages, a card had fallen out of the book and fallen to the ground, and when it fell, I didn't realize until I looked down that it was actually this card that was in the book used as a bookmarker. And there's been instances too at Goodwill where in the past there'd be people that would use money as a bookmark, and we wouldn't realize until after we purchased the book, and then someone would use like a $20 bill, $5 bill. My dad would be lucky sometimes and actually find someone who used a $100 bill as a bookmarker back in the day. Some people would just forget that it was there. But yeah, someone had used this as a marker, and I want to say that that's the most memorable one out of the whole set, just because of how funny that ended up being, and it just blew my mind that something like that would happen, and I thought that was really cool. I know for the Mew cards, definitely those were part of the, not the same Goodwill, it was a different one within the same town, but it was during whenever a bidding for the other sets of cards too that were in the binder. So we just have those 5 cards on the first page, and then we have another Mew card, because that was bundled with the bidding auction for a good chunk of these cards. And it ended up having actually 3 Mew cards. There was one that I ended up giving to a friend, either giving or she traded something, and still try to talk to her to this day. But yeah, now have 2 of those. And as you can see on the second page, we have a lot of Zapdos cards, and these 2 are different from whatever kind of set that they're in. And I think some of them are going to be German mixed in with some English cards, and I don't know what language this is. It has the PV on here, but I don't know. Nope. This is a Spanish? Might be. But yeah, I try to group these to where it was like the similar kind of cards over here. So what I'll have mixed in is going to be holos, reverse holos, some that are not holographic cards, but they are promotional cards, and I included them into this binder because I wanted to. And I thought it was just really neat to just kind of group them like that. Kind of helps to keep everything tracked down. And kind of the same with the Moltres cards, the Mewtwo cards. I had one of the Lugia and Articuno. Whenever I grabbed this one though, when it was part of the bid, it was in worse shape, so it does have a bent to it for the Lugia, unfortunately. Some of them are in better condition than others whenever it was just bought for one price at a bid, and you really could only see them a little bit through, you could ask them to kind of look at the cards through it, but they didn't want you to take the cards out of the binders. So, yeah, it was kind of a mixed bag, but still cool. And then the letter A for an unknown. On the next page, it's kind of a mixed bag. We have it to where technically there is 7 cards here. We'll have 5 cards that are from the Southern Island series. This mural is in better condition than the one on the left, but I thought it would be cool to just kind of group them up, kind of in the same kind of category. These 2 cards are kind of an oddball. Those were given to me by a friend when I went to go get my associate's degree, and she gave me the Victini and the black Q-Rim card. God, if I'm saying that right, probably wrong. But I thought those were cool, but those were one of the most newest cards that I had, and they didn't fit anywhere with other categories that I had in mind, so I just kind of grouped them together on this free space page. I thought that would work. This one has, yeah, just 6 cards on here. And this is grouped for the fact of these cards are Rocket cards, so Rocket Scyther, Rocket Mewtwo, Rocket Hitmonchan. And then Giovanni, he ended up having 2 of the Persian. Whenever looking through the cards, you don't realize which duplicates you have until you actually take them out of all their sleeves after many years later, and then just try to organize them. But I put Giovanni, the 3 Giovanni cards that I had together, and then the Rocket cards together. I thought that looked pretty good. On this page is going to be the Japanese cards. These were definitely also mixed in for the bidding auction with all the other sets. Just a mishmash of different things. And I thought it was just so cool that whoever got these cards also ended up getting some Japanese cards into the mix, because I really like, I don't know, just the Japanese characters on the Pokemon cards. They just look really cool. Really like the Steelix and the Houndoom card. And then I think on the next page, yes, I have another dedicated page where it's just more Japanese cards. I think out of the 2 pages, though, my favorite's going to be the Umbreon and Espeon, though. There is a Japanese Charizard up there as well. Smirkle looks pretty cute because I love the way it has the green swirl effect to it. It just looks really nice. Over here is going to be a little bit left of the Japanese cards that just kind of overflowed from the next page. But then also I had 2 cards that were just kind of oddball cards where I didn't have more of the same kind of style, so I just kind of grouped them here on a page where it had a lot more free space. And these are going to be my 2 reverse holo cards. The Butterfree one, and then technically on the next page is going to show that there's a reverse holo for a Persian as well, a dark Persian, I think. Yeah. I had to kind of look to the side because of how the holo effect is on the actual name itself. For a second I couldn't see the name that well. It was being blocked by the rainbow effect of the card. On this page here, we have a lot of Pokemon that have the category as dark. So dark Alakazam, dark Arbok, dark Dragonite, you get the theme. I just wanted to group them as this since there was a large quantity of them. I thought it would be kind of neat and cool to be able to arrange them that way. So we had it at 1 page, and I think, yes, it extends onward to the next page as well, which I thought was cool. And I want to say maybe for the dark ones, which one's my favorite? I want to say, I'd honestly have to go with Alakazam. Dark Alakazam out of the ones that are on the 2 pages would be my favorite then. On this one here, I just kind of grouped a lot of duplicates together, but then I tried to do it like category of like grass types, normal types, so on and so forth, to the best that I could, honestly. So I'll have a lot of the Nidoking that's available. I had a lot of duplicates. I just had 1 Nidoqueen. Blossom. Had 2 of those, and then there was some Vileplume. Sorry if the light kind of shifts a little bit. I'm trying to put it above the light instead of keeping it off to the side on the left, just so I can be able to point down. I'm doing my best over here too because it's also putting a strain on my back. But we will get through this. A lot of duplicate mucks. I apologize if you hear any dogs barking in the background. I can't do anything about it. It's the neighbor's dog, but they should quiet down soon. For the mucks, yeah, I didn't even realize that I had one that was a different language muck. I thought they were all the same. So that was interesting. Venomoth, Heracross. And then we'll have some more of the normal types here on this page, which was cool. More duplicates. On the top is going to be Houndoom for those 2. Tyranitar. I think for this page, my favorite that's pretty simplistic, but I thought was cool. Well, actually, no, I think I'll change my mind. Dragonite. I like the rainbow effect in the background for Dragonite. It just looks so cute. And then we'll have a lot of Kabutops, Hitmonchan, more Hitmonchan, different language ones right here. And on this page, a little bit of some oddball ones, but like fighting type, fire, psychic, some others and stuff. So that looked pretty cool. Kind of grouped them, and then we get more to the water types on the right page. I think the ones on the right page, one of my favorites was going to be the Lapras. I just like the design of it too, with the Lapras's mouth open. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, let's see. On the left side we have electric types, and then we'll end up going into a different category on the right page. I think for the next set we have or the next set that or the one that I really, really like, is going to be the Pichu card on the top left. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it a bit, but the effect for it is more like red on one side and blue on the other side of it, and it looks really nice. For these that are coming up next, it's going to be more of like trainer type Pokemon cards. So you'll have Erica's Venusaur, Erica's Dragonair here, Blaine's Moltres, Arcanine. I was about to say Articuno, my bad. Misty's Golduck. So I kind of grouped them based off of that if it had a person's name in front of the card. In front of the Pokemon, sorry, in front of the card. Misty's Seadra, Tentacruel, Brock's Rhydon, LT Surge's Magneton, Electabuzz, Koga's Ditto. This one has only five in this set for the front, and these are the cards that are labeled as first edition. So I'll have 3 of the first edition Machamp, Dark Duck Trio, and then a Magnemite. I thought it was just nice to group them like that. These have a few of the EX cards, the ones that have like the silver with the holographic sparkles and stuff on the edges. Just nice to kind of group them with the same design, so that's what I did. And then here we come to some cards that are not holographic, but in their own category. If they were labeled promo on the card somewhere, then I just grouped them as that under promo. So we'll have the Birthday Pikachu is my favorite on this page. I'll have a couple of the Meowths, and one of them that's sealed that hasn't been opened. It's pretty cool. The most recent cards in the collection are going to be the Pikachu 25th anniversary ones. I honestly haven't been trying to like collect more cards in the last few years. You know, just kind of kept them, and this was my first time arranging them. But recently, for North America, I don't know for Europe, but General Mills has released a few of their cereals where you'll get like a pack of 3 cards within the cereal. And I felt more comfortable doing that since the shelves weren't attacked, or there's just adequate amount of cereal there for people to just get 1 or 2, and that's what we did, my hubby and I. Instead of trying to get cards on the shelves and stuff, because right now it's just a mess. Where a lot of those cards, you know, people are either trying to collect a lot of them now, new people getting into Pokemon, people that are just trying to resell them for more money, or make, I guess, fame on YouTube or whatever, or Facebook or other social media platforms to just talk about Pokemon cards. But I really wanted to get out of the set was the Wooloo. That didn't happen though, but that's okay. Because I know I did want a Wooloo, and there were other versions of Lycanroc that I thought were cool, but there's only certain cards that I'm interested in to kind of add. It's not like I want to buy lots and lots and lots of different packs. I don't want to do that. It's just not for me. I'm interested in only a select few, and I'm okay with just that. But yeah, at least I was able to give it a shot. So regardless if you get one of the cereal boxes, you'll automatically get the Pikachu 25th anniversary. So it was cute that we could be able to get that. And technically it's not a promo card, but it has the word pre-release on it, so I kind of added it with the promo cards. There wasn't another pre-release Pokemon that I had, so I just kind of grouped it in within this category, honestly. And kind of the other cards, I kind of grouped them based on what physically it looked like for the design on the top, if that makes sense. So it has kind of like this little swoosh right here to the side on the card, right before it shows the HP for the Pokemon. And I try to find all the cards that had that at the top. I don't think the Lycanroc does. No, it doesn't, but I just kind of grouped it with it as well. At this point, I think I was starting to get tired, and I'm like, man, it does take a while in order to try to like organize stuff and put them the way that you want. And then over here, just group the ones that were more duplicates together if I could. Then that's what I would do. Some of these are more kind of like basic ones, or I don't know. I think the ones that I like design-wise more is it's not the style like these where it's just like it's holographic, but it just has like a shine to it, versus having more of a design, like whether it's stars or dots or squares or something kind of mixed into it. I kind of like that design more so than like a reverse holo, like kind of shine effect. What I thought was cool though for these is for the holographics, whenever you look at it to the side, like for this Moltres Zoroark Superior, you kind of see like a horizontal line going through it throughout the whole image itself, and I really like it. I don't know what it is about it honestly, but to me, I think that's one of my one, not my top kind of design for a holographic, but I really do enjoy that. So if you guys do have like these cards and stuff, kind of look at it. Tell me what style holo is your favorite. I'm curious to see what it is. And then these here had kind of a shimmer effect on the image of like a Pokeball at the bottom for them, so I kind of grouped them together as well. Thought that was cool. And over here has that same kind of horizontal line throughout the whole image for Latias Rayquaza. I had to pause because I just realized like I was tempted to, like I was looking at this the midsection while I was trying to read the bottom section for the cards, and I'm trying to make sure I'm stable with the lighting above, but it might be a bit wobbly now. I had to actually start sitting down while talking, guys, because bending my back. I'm not even 30 yet, but dang. Whew, I can't bend my back like I used to. Next page, because we're getting too much into my own problems, my bad. Legendaries. I don't know if some of these are considered pseudo-legendaries or not, in all honesty. There's a whole page, like, I guess, on Cerebi and other Pokemons that would tell me that information. But this is not scripted. This is just me talking and stuff, so I'm not going to be checking that out. I don't have something written to the side that I'm just reading information off of, so I'm just rambling. More basic holos, where it's just a shine effect to it. Don't really care too much, but just added them in there. These, I kind of added them together, and I have a feeling there's an actual Pikachu that's part of this set. That'd be cool to have, but I just have the Pichu and the Raichu. And I didn't find another card, I don't think, unless I put it somewhere else in a different category itself, that matched those, so I just kind of grouped them together, kind of on the same page at least. So yeah. And then more same style over here on the right page as well. Favorite one I think is the Riolu and the Lucario. And then technically on the right page we do have more promotional cards, but I also didn't want the trainer cards, oops, I hit the camera, my bad. I didn't want the trainer cards to be too empty on that page, so I just kind of filled out that page with the Ash's Pikachu. Those were given to me by a friend that had worked during that time at a theater, and the theater was airing the Pikachu, the I Choose You movie in theaters, and if you went to the movie you would end up getting a promotional card. So after the movie stopped airing, they ended up having a good chunk of those promotional cards just sitting there, and he had asked me like, hey, like, Lynn, would you like one? I'm like, yeah, sure. But instead of him just giving me one, he gave me like a whole little stack, and I'm like, okay. So I gave one or two to my friend, and then I just kind of kept the other ones. Here, I opened one pack just to see what all was inside of it, and then the other 4 are sealed. And then the trainer cards are going to be Brock. Got 2 Giovannis. There's 2 of the Rockets. Sneak Attack here. Different language for this one versus the English. Sorry, I hit the camera a second time, guys. And then the duplicates, the LT Surge card, trainer card. There's an energy card, the only energy card that I have in the set that's shiny. And then some oddball ones just to fill up the page. But yeah. And if you end up going to get like the General Mills cereal in the box, it'll kind of look like this, the packaging, where it comes into the 3 set. So these aren't holographics, but the ones that came in with it, for those that were curious, is the Farfetch D and the Galarian Zigzagoon. And then for the second box of cereal, Galarian Meowth, and then the Cufant. I have no clue how to pronounce that, but yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think? I'm so sorry about the camera. There's nothing where I can like attach it to the wall or something, or not wall, ceiling. And I really wanted it to have a downwards direction, the light source, instead of it being from the side this time, so it can get a good overall lighting on everything. But I wanted to ask, are any of you collecting Pokemon cards now? Or if not, are you kind of doing the same thing like I am, where it's just you have a lot of old cards and, you know, you're just, sometimes you arrange them, or just, you know, you enjoy looking at them and just having them, and a lot of times it brings back some good memories, or some good, it brings me back, yeah, some good memories from the time that I spent with my dad, going to those different places and having like unexpected instances happening where it's like, oh cool, this was here, or like a friend would just give them as a gift. But yeah, it's not like I have a hobby where I keep collecting consistently Pokemon cards. Like getting those 2 boxes of cereal was like the latest thing that I had done since trading Pokemon cards from college, and that was more than, what, 5 years ago since then, so yeah. But yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts, what you think. I think I'm just really proud of how I arranged it. It's not the best, but I'm happy. I'm happy with how it looks in this binder, because now I just know how it's kind of categorized, and I like that a lot. But yeah, if you guys have any comments, questions, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of rambling, but you know, for those who don't care for rambling in videos, then unfortunately then that's not going to be my videos that I post on my channel. But for those of you who did get something out of it, or kind of made you, you know, reminisce stuff about your childhood, or maybe not about your childhood, maybe about your sister, your brother, your niece, your nephew, and how they're kind of into the Pokemon cards now, and how it just kind of, for me, it makes me happy, and just knowing that it kind of like the tradition in a way continues on to the next generation, and that's what's really nice, you know? It's really good that the older generation is keeping up with it, but it's really nice when you see another generation kind of take the mantle in the sense when it comes to like the games, the animated series, the cards, the manga. It's nice. I'll talk to you guys later. Lynn Mooney signing out. Bye bye.